Cyber attacks are no longer science fiction. They're the weapons of the 21st century. Firewalls, passwords, even global brands. None of it guarantees safety. Sony, Yahoo, Twitter, Equifax. Even giants have fallen. Today, I'm going to tell you 4 stories. 4 cyber attacks that changed the world and changed how we think about digital security forever. Hollywood. November 2014. Sony Pictures, one of the world's biggest film studios, wakes up to chaos. Employees turn on their computers and are greeted by a chilling message. It's from a group calling themselves the Guardians of Peace. They claim to have stolen everything: unreleased movies, internal emails, actor salaries, personal data, all leaked online. The leak is one of the most humiliating in Hollywood history. The public watches stunned. Power struggles, gossip, and secrets, all exposed. But the real question is, who did this? The FBI investigates. All signs point to hackers in North Korea, allegedly connected to the Lazarus Group. Why? A comedy movie. The Interview, a film mocking North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un. This wasn't just about movies. This was cyber warfare, an attack that rippled through global politics and culture. 2013. Yahoo is one of the world's largest email platforms. Over 1 billion active users, everyday people, business executives, politicians, journalists. What came next would become the largest user data breach in internet history. Hackers gained access to Yahoo's entire user base: passwords, phone numbers, birth dates, backup emails, security questions, all stolen. And the worst part? No one knew. Yahoo didn't disclose the breach for 3 years. Only in 2016 did the truth come out. By then, the stolen data had already spread across the dark web, sold to thousands of criminals. An FBI investigation revealed the attack. Hackers used forged cookies and fake digital certificates to bypass login protections and remained undetected for months. Eventually, 4 individuals were charged, including 2 agents of Russia's FSB. This wasn't just cybercrime. It was an international incident. Yahoo faced global backlash. Verizon slashed its acquisition price by $350 million. Hundreds of lawsuits followed. The company's reputation destroyed. But the biggest threat wasn't to the company. It was to the people. Everything stored in your inbox, your messages, your passwords, your banking alerts, even copies of IDs, could now be in the hands of criminals. It was a global wake-up call, a reminder that even the biggest tech giants aren't invincible, and none of us are ever fully safe. July 15th, 2020. Twitter users scroll casually through their feeds. Nothing unusual. Then suddenly, Elon Musk tweets out a strange offer. Send Bitcoin, and I'll send back double. Trust me. Barack Obama, Bill Gates, Apple, even Kanye West joins the party. Of course, none of them actually tweeted it. But people believed it anyway. Now, here's the kicker. Twitter wasn't hacked by elite cybercriminals. No malware, no brute force attacks, no shadowy foreign agents. It was teenagers, specifically a 17-year-old kid from Florida named Graham Ivan Clark, and a couple of online acquaintances. So, how did a few teenagers embarrass one of the world's largest tech companies? Simple. They didn't hack the code. They hacked the people. It started with social engineering, also known as lying convincingly. They pretended to be Twitter's IT support, called actual employees. It's called vishing, voice phishing. They spoofed phone numbers, faked urgency, and got staff to hand over their login info. They even bypassed 2-factor authentication, no hacking required, just confidence and human error. Remember, code can be secure. People rarely are. Within minutes, tweets from verified accounts flooded the platform. Send Bitcoin here, get double back, only for 30 minutes. It sounds ridiculous, But desperate times make gullible people. In just a few hours, over $118,000 worth of Bitcoin flowed into their wallets. But it wasn't the stolen money that hurt most. It was the broken trust. Twitter was supposed to be safe. If they could hack Musk or Obama, whose account couldn't they reach? Imagine if this had happened on Facebook or Instagram, where billions live their entire lives. That's not comforting, is it? Public backlash hit immediately. Twitter's reputation tanked overnight. How could teenagers break your security? People demanded. Twitter locked down verified accounts, briefly silencing celebrities, journalists, politicians. It was awkward. Law enforcement moved fast. Within weeks, Graham Ivan Clark and 2 others were arrested. Clark alone faced 30 felony charges, from identity theft to organized fraud. A 17-year-old facing prison for tricking a billion-dollar tech giant, all because someone answered the wrong phone call. This hack reminded us of something we already knew, but forgot. Even billion-dollar platforms rely on regular people. And people make mistakes. So next time someone calls asking for your login, maybe pause. Because behind every sophisticated system is just another human. And humans are always the weakest link. Twitter learned that the hard way. Think data breaches don't affect you? Think again. In 2017, hackers stole the personal data of 147 million Americans. Not usernames and passwords, real data, names, addresses, birthdays, social security numbers, all gone. Thanks to Equifax. And most people didn't even know Equifax had their info until it was too late. Equifax isn't a social media app or a trendy tech startup. It's a credit reporting agency, one of the biggest in America. It gathers your financial information, then sells that information to banks, employers, even landlords. Basically, Equifax knows everything about your financial identity. So when Equifax got hacked, it wasn't just embarrassing, it was a disaster waiting to happen. The hack started quietly in May 2017. Cybercriminals exploited a known vulnerability in software called Apache Struts, a vulnerability Equifax knew about and could have fixed, but didn't. For 2 months, nobody at Equifax noticed a thing. Hackers roamed their systems freely, collecting data as they went. Equifax finally discovered the breach in late July, but didn't tell the public until September. 2 full months of silence. And what exactly was stolen? Practically everything you'd never want leaked. Social security numbers, birth dates, full names, addresses, even driver's license numbers. In short, everything needed to steal your identity. 147 million Americans, more than half of all adults in the US, suddenly vulnerable. When Equifax finally admitted what happened, the public reaction was swift and angry. Trust was shattered. Congress called hearings. Equifax's CEO resigned. But by then, the damage was done. Thousands of lawsuits flooded in. Eventually, Equifax agreed to pay nearly $700 million as part of a settlement with regulators and consumers. But honestly, can you really put a price on trust? At first, nobody knew who was behind the breach. Then, in 2020, the US government indicted 4 hackers. Not ordinary cybercriminals, but members of the Chinese military. It wasn't just theft, it was espionage. A carefully planned attack by a foreign government, targeting the personal data of millions of Americans. Subtle, strategic, and chilling. Years later, the damage still lingers. Millions had to freeze their credit, monitor their identities constantly, and live with the anxiety of future theft. Equifax promised better security. Companies around the world woke up, realizing they were one vulnerability away from becoming the next Equifax. The Equifax breach wasn't just another cyber attack. It was a stark reminder that even the biggest companies can fail at protecting your privacy. And that sometimes, the real threat isn't sophisticated hackers, but simple negligence. Just remember that. Next time a corporation asks for your trust with your personal information. 4 stories. Each one stranger than fiction, but all of them true. Now ask yourself, how much of your life lives online? What would happen if it fell into the wrong hands? Your messages, your photos, your digital footprint. Right now, someone, somewhere, is trying to break into someone's life, maybe yours. Are you ready? If you want to stay informed and uncover more digital secrets, subscribe, because this is just the beginning.